Listen to me. Every single day you wake up is another chance to dominate your life. I'm not talking about just surviving. I'm talking about taking control, owning your mindset, and refusing to settle for average. You've got to wake up with purpose. Every morning, the alarm clock rings, and that's your call to greatness. The problem is, too many people hit snooze on their dreams. You can't dominate your life if you keep sleeping on your potential. You say you want success, but do your actions match your words? Domination starts when discipline becomes your lifestyle, not your mood. You don't do it when it feels good. You do it because it's who you are. Every day, life is a battle, not against other people, but against the weaker version of yourself. Dominate that voice that says, I'll do it tomorrow. No, you do it today. You grind today. You win today. Success isn't about one big moment. It's about stacking small wins every single day until you build an empire of habits that nobody can break. Every morning when you open your eyes, you're given another chance to rewrite your story. That's not just another day. That's a new opportunity to win, to grow, to rise. Win in the morning means more than just getting up early. It means waking up early. It means waking up with intention, with clarity, and with hunger. Most people hit the alarm, roll over, and fall back asleep, not realizing they just hit snooze on their purpose. When you win the morning, you declare war on comfort, laziness, and excuses. You tell yourself, I control my day doesn't control me. That's the mindset of champions. Winning the morning starts the night before. Preparation is key. You can't expect to dominate your morning if you go to bed at 2 a.m. scrolling through your phone. Winners plan their mornings like athletes plan their games. You decide what time you'll wake up, what your first thought will be, what you'll do before the world even opens its eyes. You create structure, not chaos, because success doesn't come from luck. It comes from structure, routine, and purpose. When you wake up early, the world is quiet, distractions are gone, and that's when focus is sharpest. That's when you connect with your goals, your faith, your energy. That's when you remind yourself why you started. You can't control everything that happens throughout the day. The setbacks, the stress, the unexpected challenges. But you can control how you start it. If you start your morning reactive, scrolling social media, checking notifications, letting the world set your mood, you've already lost the battle. But if you start proactive, prayer, gratitude, affirmations, workout, goal setting, you walk into the day with power. You walk in already ahead. That's what it means to win the morning. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present and intentional. When Eric Thomas says, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, he's talking about urgency. The morning is where that urgency is tested. You can talk all you want about wanting success, but the proof is in your habits. Winners don't talk about motivation. They talk about consistency. They wake up before the sun because they understand something. Every minute counts. While others sleep, they build. While others complain, they create. While others dream, they execute. Winning in the morning also means feeding your mind before the world feeds it negativity. Read something inspiring. Listen to a motivational message, pray or meditate. Visualize your goals. The first hour of your day sets the tone for the next 23 hours. If you wake up grateful, focused, and disciplined, you carry that energy in every meeting, every conversation, every challenge. But if you wake up frustrated, tired, or distracted, that energy follows you too. Energy is contagious. Protect it, cultivate it, and own it from the moment you wake up. You might say, but I'm not a morning person. That's a lie you told yourself for too long. Nobody is born a morning person. People become one by discipline. When you train your mind to get up early, your body will follow. You don't wait for motivation. You move with commitment. You move with commitment. You move with commitment. At first it's hard. The bed will whisper, 5 more minutes. Your mind will say, you deserve rest. But success doesn't negotiate. Discipline doesn't bargain. You have to choose between comfort and greatness, between sleep and progress. Every time you wake up and choose progress, you are building mental strength, and it's not just about getting up early, it's about what you do at that time. Winning in the morning means doing something that moves you forward. It could be a workout, journaling, studying, praying, or planning your day. Hopping in there. Those small actions compound into massive results. When you start the day with momentum, You keep that rhythm going, you'll notice you think clearer, work harder, and handle stress better. Why? Because you're centered, grounded, and focused. Winning in the morning also builds confidence. When you keep promises to yourself first thing in the morning, your self-belief grows. You prove to yourself that you can show up even when it's uncomfortable. That's the foundation of greatness. So keeping small promises to yourself until your self-discipline becomes unstoppable. You don't need an audience to clap for you. You don't need validation. You just need that feeling of pride when you look in the mirror knowing you showed up. That's how winners are made. Think about it. Every successful person you admire has a morning routine. They don't stumble into success. They create it through habits. They understand that the mind is sharpest in the morning. So they use that time to think, plan, and execute. If you give your best hours to distractions, you rob yourself of growth. But when you give your best hours to your purpose, you win before the day even begins. Staying consistent is the real secret that separates the great from the good. Anybody can start strong when the excitement is fresh, when the goal is new, when the dream feels alive. But consistency, that's what builds legends. It's what keeps you grinding long after the motivation fades. People want the glory, but they don't want the grind. They want results, but they don't want the repetition. The truth is, domination doesn't come from doing something once. It comes from doing it again and again and again and again, especially when nobody's watching. You see, motivation is a spark, but consistency is the fire that keeps burning. You can't depend on how you feel. Some morning, you'll wake up ready to conquer the world. Other days, you'll wake up tired, unmotivated, maybe even doubting yourself. But champions show up regardless. They've trained their minds to push through the noise, through the excuses, through the comfort zone. When you make consistency a lifestyle, success becomes inevitable. Because every small effort adds up. Every rep, every call, every study session, every early morning, it all compounds. Most people quit not because they lack talent, but because they lack consistency. They stop when it gets boring, when it gets hard, when it stops being exciting. Oh, but that's exactly when consistency is tested, when nobody claps, when progress feels slow, when the grind feels endless. That's where greatness is born. You have to show up even when you don't feel like it. You have to trust the process even when the results aren't visible yet, because the universe rewards those who stay faithful to the grind. Consistency is about making a decision once and living by it every single day. You don't need to decide every morning whether to chase your dream. That's already decided. Now it's just execution. Discipline takes over where motivation ends. Motivation says, I'll do it when I feel good. Discipline says, I'll do it because it needs to be done. And that's what winning requires. Showing up every single day, putting in the work, and trusting that every effort matters. When Eric Thomas said, don't make a habit out of quitting, he's talking about the power of staying consistent, because quitting becomes a pattern. If you quit once, it gets easier to quit again. But the same is true for discipline. The more consistent you are, the stronger your mental muscle becomes. You build momentum, and momentum is unstoppable once it starts rolling. People always ask, how do I stay motivated? The answer is simple. Stop chasing motivation. Build habits. When your actions become automatic, you no longer depend on feelings. You depend on identity. You don't just work hard, you are hardworking. You don't just show up. You are the type of person who always shows up. Consistency also builds credibility, not just with others, but with yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your self-belief grows. You prove that you can rely on you, but every time you break a promise, you weaken that trust. You teach your mind that your words mean nothing. Success begins when you keep your own word, when your actions align with your talk. That's how confidence is built, not by hype, but by habit. You've got to understand, consistency is not glamorous. It's waking up early when nobody's watching. It's doing the same reps, the same drills, the same study routine every day until mastery becomes natural. It's the small things, eating clean, reading daily, practicing your craft, managing your time, that add up to massive transformation. Everybody wants to shine on game day, but few are willing to train in the dark. That's why only a few make it to the top. When you're consistent, you create discipline in every area of your life. You become dependable. you become focused. You stop overthinking and start doing. You stop talking about dreams and start living them. And here's the truth. Success is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing the right things repeatedly. You might fall, you might fail. You don't stop. Because consistency turns failure into feedback and effort into excellence. Think about a river. It doesn't cut through rock because it's powerful. It cuts through because it's persistent. That's what your grind should look like. Every day you show up, you're carving your path, even if you don't see it immediately. Every drop of effort counts. That's why you never underestimate the power of showing up. One more workout, one more call, one more chapter, one more step. Over time, those small efforts stack up into massive results. The people you look up to didn't get there overnight. They stayed consistent when it was uncomfortable. They believed when no one else did. They didn't let distractions or emotions dictate their effort. They made their goals non-negotiable. That's what you need to do. Make consistency your identity, no matter how you feel you move. Discipline over motivation. That's the real difference between dreamers and doers. Motivation feels good, but it's temporary. It comes and goes like the weather. Some days you wake up on fire, ready to conquer the world. Other days that fire is gone, and all that's left is fatigue, doubt, and excuses. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the force that keeps you moving forward when motivation disappears. It's the quiet voice inside that says, do it anyway, even when every part of you wants to quit. People keep waiting for motivation to strike like lightning before they act. But that's the mistake. Winners don't wait for motivation. They move regardless. They understand that feelings are unreliable. You can't build your future on something that shifts with your mood. Discipline, though, is solid. It's a decision you make daily to keep showing up, to keep pushing, to keep grinding, even when it's boring, even when it hurts. Eric Thomas always says, you can't have the reward if you don't put in the work. That's not about being inspired. That's about being disciplined. Discipline is what gets you out of bed when motivation says, stay a little longer. It's what drives you to the gym when your body says, I'm tired. It's what makes you study, work, and practice when your mind says, I've done enough. Discipline doesn't care about feelings. It's not emotional, it's habitual. It's a promise you make to yourself that you keep no matter what. That's how champions are made. Not in the moments of hype, but in the moments of silence, when no one is cheering and no one is watching. Motivation can start the engine, but discipline keeps the car moving when the road gets rough. That's why so many people start strong and fade away. They depend on excitement instead of commitment. But if you only move when it feels good, you'll never go far. You'll live in cycles. Stop, 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 stop. That's why discipline must become your foundation. It's not about doing it once. It's about doing it consistently with purpose every single day. You become unstoppable not because you're always motivated, but because you're always disciplined. Discipline is a mindset that says, I don't negotiate with my goals. It means you've already decided that failure isn't an option, that quitting isn't on the table. You stop making excuses, stop justifying laziness, and you start building habits that serve your vision. When you're disciplined, you don't wait for the perfect moment. You create it. You don't need the right move. You bring it because you understand that greatness isn't about intensity. It's about consistency. Think about the most successful people in any field. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders. They all have discipline in common. They train when they're tired, work when they're uninspired, and execute when others procrastinate. They build routines that eliminate the need for motivation. They don't rely on feelings, they rely on habits. Kobe Bryant didn't go to the gym because he felt like it. He went because it was part of who he was. That's discipline, doing what's required, not what's convenient. And the truth is, discipline isn't easy. It demands sacrifice. It means saying no to distractions, no to comfort, no to excuses. Every day you wake up, there's one opponent standing in your way. And it's not the competition, it's not your boss, it's not society. It's the person you were yesterday. That's your real battle. The goal is to beat that version of yourself every single day. The old you wants comfort, the new you wants growth. The old you makes excuses, the new you makes progress. The old you talks, the new you takes action. If you want to dominate your life, you've got to stop comparing yourself to others and start competing with yourself. Because your only real competition is in the mirror. Beating yesterday's you means getting just 1% better every day. That might not sound like much, but small improvements compound into massive change over time. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just do something today that makes you stronger, smarter, more focused than you were yesterday. Wake up a little earlier, work a little harder, learn something new, be more disciplined. If you keep stacking those small wins, a day will come when you won't even recognize the person you used to be. That's what growth looks like. The problem is most people waste energy trying to outdo others. They look left and right, comparing their chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Here's for 20. But comparison is poison. It distracts you from your own path and makes you lose focus on what actually matters. Your progress. You don't need to be better than anyone else. You just need to be better than you were. When you stop competing with others and start competing with yourself, you find peace, power, and purpose. Eric Thomas says, you can't cheat the grind. That's because your habits tell the truth. If you didn't put in the work, it'll show. Beating yesterday's you means holding yourself accountable. You can't lie to yourself and expect to grow. You have to face your weaknesses, admit your mistakes, and fix them. Self-honesty is the foundation of improvement. You have to look at your life and ask, did I do my best today? Did I give 100%? If the answer is no, that's your challenge for tomorrow, to do better. Every day is a test. Some days you'll win, some days you'll fall short. But that's okay, as long as you keep moving forward. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. One workout doesn't make you fit, and one mistake doesn't make you a failure. What matters is that you keep showing up. Now you refuse to let yesterday's mistakes define today's effort. If you failed yesterday, then learn from it and come back stronger. That's how you build resilience. That's how you build character. Beating yesterday's you also means upgrading your mindset. Yesterday's you made excuses. Today's you find solutions. Yesterday's you reacted to life. Today's you takes control. Yesterday's you needed motivation. Today's you is driven by discipline. It's not about what happens around you. It's about how you respond. You can't control the world, but you can control your effort, your focus, your energy. That's what winners do. They control what they can and let go of what they can't. Every morning you have a choice to repeat the same habits or to create new ones. If you do what you did yesterday, you'll get the same results. But if you stretch a little further, push a little harder, think a little bigger, you'll open doors that were once invisible. Growth lives in discomfort. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you grow stronger. And that's how you beat the old you, by doing the things the old you was too scared to do. Beating yesterday's you also requires patience. Progress takes time. You might not see the changes right away, but they're happening. Just because the results aren't visible doesn't mean the work is wasted. Every rep, every study session, every hour of practice builds momentum. Over time, those small actions form habits, and those habits shape your destiny. That's why consistency is key. Even when it feels like nothing's changing, keep going. Because transformation happens silently before it becomes visible. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of instant success. But the truth is, lasting success is built one day at a time. You can't skip steps. You have to go through the grind, through the pain, through the process. Beating yesterday's you is about commitment to that process, about understanding that growth is slow, but it's real. Every day you show up, you're investing in your future self. One day that investment will pay off in ways you can't even imagine. There's power in reflection too. At the end of each day, take a moment to look back and ask yourself what went right and what went wrong. Celebrate your wins, but also confront your losses. Don't run from your mistakes. Study them. Learn from them. That's how you turn experience into wisdom. The old you made mistakes and ignored them. The new you makes mistakes and grows from them. That's the difference between staying stuck and leveling up. At the end of every day, you have one question to ask yourself. Did I give it everything I had? Ending the day with pride isn't about being perfect. It's about knowing you show up fully, that you didn't waste your time, that you left it all on the field. Too many people go to bed with regret because they know they could have done more. They could have tried harder. They could have been better. Pride comes from effort. When you give your all, when you push through distractions, when you honor your goals, you earn the right to rest in peace. Not the kind of rest that comes from exhaustion, but the peace that comes from fulfillment. Ending the day with pride starts the moment you wake up. It's about setting intentions, following through, and keeping your word to yourself. Every task you complete, every goal you move closer to, every discipline you maintain adds to that sense of pride when the day is done. Because pride isn't given, it's earned. You can't fake it, you can't buy it. You can't talk your way into it. You have to live it. And when you do, your pillow feels softer, your sleep feels deeper, and your confidence grows stronger. There's something powerful about reflection. Before you end the day, take a few minutes to think about what you accomplished. What went right? What did you learn? What can you improve tomorrow? Most people rush through life, moving from one day to the next without taking time to reflect. But those few moments of honesty with yourself can change everything. Reflection turns experience into growth. It allows you to appreciate your wins and learn from your mistakes. It's not about judgment, it's about awareness. Awareness leads to accountability, and accountability leads to progress. Ending the day with pride also means staying true to your values. Did you show integrity? Did you treat people right? Did you make decisions that align with who you want to become? Success isn't just about money or achievement. It's about becoming the kind of person you're proud of. You could accomplish 1,000 goals, but if you compromise your character, you'll still go to bed empty. Real pride comes from doing the right thing, especially when it's hard. Think about how it feels when you know you've wasted a day. That heaviness, that guilt, that frustration is because deep down, you know you didn't live up to your potential. You know time slipped through your fingers. But on the flip side, when you've given your best, even if the results aren't perfect, you sleep differently, you rest easy because you know you showed up. You fall, you stay consistent. That's what gives you peace. Eric Thomas says, I don't sleep until you succeed. Until you succeed. What he means isn't to skip rest. It's to earn it. To make sure that when your head hits the pillow, it's because you've done the work, not because you're avoiding it. You should rest because you've earned it, not because you're escaping responsibility. Too many people confuse rest with laziness. Rest is recovery. Laziness is avoidance. Pride comes when you can rest knowing you gave your energy to something meaningful. To end your day with pride, you gotta learn to close the gap between intention and action. Everyone has good intentions, plans, goals, dreams, but only a few act on them consistently. Every time you follow through on what you said you would do, you strengthen your self-respect. You build momentum. You become someone you can trust. And that's where true pride lives, in knowing that your word means something. It's also important to forgive yourself at the end of the day. You might not get everything right. You might fall short. You might lose focus. That's okay. Pride doesn't come from perfection. It comes from perseverance. If you messed up, acknowledge it, learn from it, and prepare to do better tomorrow. Don't carry guilt into the next day. Carry lessons. Wait. Doesn't make you better, growth does. The key is to finish strong no matter how the day started. Ending the day with pride also means taking care of yourself. Did you feed your body right? Did you protect your mind? Did you show gratitude? Life isn't just about grinding. It's about balance. You can't pour from an empty cup. Take time to breathe, to appreciate your blessings, to connect with the people who matter. Pride also comes from knowing you live fully, that you didn't just work, but you live with purpose, kindness, and awareness. The most successful people in the world have evening rituals. They don't just collapse into bed. They review, reset, and recharge. They look at their progress, write down their thoughts, and set intentions for tomorrow. That's how they stay focused. That's how they build momentum day after day. When you take control of your nights, you take control of your mornings. Every great day starts the night before.